What's up, guys? We're back with another episode, and this one's gonna be interesting because today you get to introduce to my POS black LS swapped S10. I'm a blue one. Y'all seen the blue one before. So this truck was built way back whenever we first started the business. Me and Marcus built it back when we were doing mainly S10 things. We built it for a buddy of ours, a customer, and the truck's kind of weird because he bought it as a quote-unquote 90% finished project. It wasn't. It was rough. We had to basically, we took the entire front cap off this thing, pulled the engine and trans out of it, had to redo the frame. It was butchered. I'll see if I can find pictures of that, but it was all butchered up. And then we had to replate the frame and everything. We changed, I think we kept, I don't remember if we kept the motor mounts or changed them. We're running different ones on here than I like to run. I prefer CPW mounts, and we may have the poly lowers on this one, but different uppers. This engine set's a little higher. The back, I did not do this. Do not blame me. It's not my doing. The trans cooler's in the bed, and the battery is over there in the bed. And I hate this with an ever-loving passion. The battery's gonna go underneath the truck. The trans cooler's gonna go underneath the truck because that's how I run my blue one. And for 13 years, I have never had a problem with transmission overheating. And I have a fan on it just like this, but mine's mounted just below the bed here. And I have like a 185 switch on it to kick the fan on. So that's going under the bed. I'm gonna do something a little different on the control for now because eventually I'm gonna put this truck on a Holley setup. Right now it's on a CPW custom harness, just like the blue one, just like Marx's, all the others. And it's fine and everything, but I have my blue one. That's my street duty daily driver kind of truck. This one's gonna be a little more rowdy, and I like playing with the Holley Terminator stuff. I would like to have it on here with a Pro Dash in it. It allowed me to run the transmission fan off the ECU, and when I go with boost or nitrous or whatever, you know, the Holley can run it. So it's just an all-around better setup. And this truck is dirty. It has been sitting for a long time, like a very long time. It's set for a couple years, a year, 2 years. It never even got driven. And then I bought it, and it's kind of been sitting around. It's tagged and insured and everything, and I'll take it and put gas in it every now and then, but I don't drive it a lot. The interior I got to finish up. There's a lot of loose ends in here, stuff that just never got done. We got the truck to a running state, and that's why this stuff is still like it is. We got everything together, got it running, and you know, the owner and his brother-in-law took it, and they were just having fun with it because it was just a toy. The rear end is welded, so yeah, that's not ideal for driving, not ideal in general. I have an 8/8 that came with it that's in the process of being cut down, so this truck will eventually be on an 8/8 setup in the back. Gotta do door pins. Pop the hood on this thing. Like I say, it just needs a lot of TLC. It's got the Envoy front bumper. I do have the fog lights. They're upstairs. The ballasts are out in the headlights, and they're expensive and all that good stuff for the factory Envoy ballast. So probably gonna put regular GMC lights in it. Plus these look upside down, so that's a thing. And then so it's dirty because, like I said, it's been sitting. So this is what is under the hood. Do not have a heater box in it. I actually have that over there. I got it. It got dropped off last night. The previous owner brought me all the stuff that's missing for the truck. What we're gonna do today, though, there's a reason behind this. We're gonna put CalTracs on it. And yeah, I know it's like, why are we gonna put CalTracs on it when it needs all this other stuff? But the reason is, it's on 2-inch drop leafs in the back, and 2-inch drop leafs on these trucks wheel hop like crazy. You can't get anywhere near the throttle and it wheel hops. It does have Calvert adjustable shocks on the rear, but on these street tires, it's just brutal. I mean, 40% throttle and it's instant wheel hop. So the CalTracs, we're gonna try to control that, get the shocks dampened. I do have skinnies and radials for this thing on a different set of wheels. They're upstairs because the radials are just smoked, so I don't even know how they're holding air. So I got to get a new set of radials. Those, the CalTracs and the Calvert shocks, all that together, that'll really help that wheel hop situation. A lot of little details. I know I'm like talking a lot here, but today's main project is I'd love to get the blower box in there because I have no fan at all without that, because you know the fan mount's right here. So I have all the pieces to put that on. As long as I have the bolts, we should be able to get that installed. I really need a wash under here because it is nasty. Like I said, the CPW harness has been great though, and I'm not knocking CPW. I just want to run a Holley because I just want one on one of my vehicles, and I run CPW on everything else I own. I'll probably reuse this harness on another project. I may swap my ZR2. I do have headers, mounts, and all that stuff for that one. Hopefully everything is here that I need. Nothing's missing. I also have a big brake kit for it to go to the Camaro front setup on this. So I've got the hubs and the rotors. I think I have a set of calipers for it, all the abutment bracket adapters, all that stuff. Not tackling that one today. That's for another day, because I actually cannot clear those. If I remember right, I cannot clear those on the 15s. I have to have a bigger wheel, so I can't put those on right now. This, like I say, I bought this truck because the guy got bored with it and just wants to do something different. So I got a sweet deal on it, bought it back because it's the first one the company put together. Thought it was kind of cool. And the only thing better than one LS Swap S10 is two. So anyway, we're gonna get started on, I guess, ripping the rear suspension out and getting these CalTracs on there. got the CalTracs installed. Really a pretty simple process, honestly. Not too bad. So one of the things y'all saw us doing is drilling out these mounting plates under here. And the reason for that is these are the 2-inch drop leads. They're aftermarket, and the bolt and nut that they use to hold the spring pack together, that nut is a little larger diameter than the factory pin, so we had to drill it just enough to be able to get that nut through the center plate of that. So, oh yeah, and like I mentioned, I have the Calvert adjustable shocks on here. They're a little rusty. They're not that old, they just set a lot. We had to play around with the settings on them. I got them set pretty firm right now because these springs are super soft, and it's a lot of why I had a lot of wheel hop axle wrap. So whenever you would mat it, it would just slam the rear end into the frame or the bump stops there, because I really need to trim those with the amount of drop that's on here. But I tightened the shocks up just to keep it from doing that. So once we get these adjusted, then figure out where they're at, we'll figure out what shock adjustment they like. And you know, we're playing around on the street tires right now. I mean, these things are obviously garbage. But for now, that's what it's on, because I've got to order more of the Mickey Thompson ET Streets that are on my drag wheels that I need to replace. They were wore out when I got the truck. So, yep, so we need to set it on the ground and do our initial bar adjustment. So this truck also has Black Widow Widowmaker mufflers and a Black Widow X pipe on it, if I remember right. Yeah, it's a Black Widow X pipe. Sounds pretty good. The only thing I don't like is the place that did the exhaust, which we requested the V-bands. We welded the ones onto the header side. You cannot really see in there, but we put V-bands on the headers. We cut the 3-bolt flange off, put those on, just because it makes life a million times easier trying to get up in that tight spot. Those 3-bolt flanges are just too many moving pieces to wedge your hand up in that area there. So, so like I say, we put the V-bands on the header side. When I went to the exhaust shop, we had them do V-bands back here so they can come out in multiple sections. But like I say, it sounds alright. It's just the fact that they dumped it before they were in. Like, this is the worst thing to do. I mean, you got this tinny sound, and that bouncing off the ground and reverberating drones like crazy. So I may end up coming out the back with it or out the side. I have no idea. Somewhere other than where it's at, because it sounds horrible whatever it starts droning right there. But that's what the exhaust shop did, and I don't even remember if we have a wideband bung in this, because it does not look like we do. Huh, that's unusual. Normally, no, yep, it's up there, not up top there. Okay, so I'll say, normally I request a third bung be put in so that we can put the wideband in without taking the narrows out. Just makes life easier and quicker. I got to upgrade the sway bar. I don't think I have one. We used to have a bunch of these in stock. I think we're totally out these days. But it's got the tiny little 4-cylinder bar, which is like a 20-something millimeter, I think. And what we need is a 33 millimeter bar on here, which is what I did on mine, because just the weight with the V8 on it, yeah, it sways a lot. So it needs a bigger bar. And everything's notched for the AC. I just don't have it on there. One of the things I got to get to. We'll see about putting the heater box in it, maybe moving the battery. I'd love to move the trans cooler too, but just have to see what all we can get accomplished today, because I would like to get it out on the get it out there and do some launches with it to see what it's going to like on these bar adjustments, just to get it. I mean, I'm not trying to race this thing right at this moment, just trying to get it where it will not wheel hop on me, because it would go violently into that very quickly before. And like part of my roll pan's busted there. I need to get more bolts and bolt all this up, because it didn't really come with a lot of stuff. It might be zip ties holding most of that on. Those like bolts in there. But yeah, I need to get all that snugged up so they don't rattle so much, because that stuff came with the truck. It was in the bed of it. We just kind of chunked it on. It's got step shaver kit. These front tires rub like crazy, because the truck's dropped 3 inches on a stock size tire, which if you ever drop second gen soft front suspension, you see up in there all the rub marks. That happens. It's annoying. But like I said, the other wheels and tires, they don't rub on it, but you can't exactly go run around with skinny on the front all the time. I mean, you can, but I'd rather not on these roads. So I need to change tire size too. But all right, I guess we're gonna figure out what the next thing is I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get that done and then drop it down, adjust some bars real quick, get those done. I'm gonna go ahead and put the fog lights in today just so it looks more complete, because that kind of bugs me. Oh, and I need to wash it. Obviously, y'all notice this thing is filthy because it's been sitting forever. and I don't think I've ever actually washed it. Even after I bought it, I don't think I washed it. So I might get it sprayed off, looking a little better. Anyway, we'll get to the next project. All right, so I think I decided what I want to do next. We have the CalTracs on, obviously. So what I'm thinking about doing is I was going to put the battery under the bed of the truck, and I still may. I just got to locate some materials. I've got this battery tray that we actually bought for the 55 we're working on over there, but one of my employees threw away the box with the hardware in it to mount it, so I had to get another one for that car. So I've got the bottom tray anyway. I can figure something out to hold it down. Mounting it, I just got to figure out how to build something off of the center cross member underneath the bed there on the frame to come down to this. So we'll hold off on that in a minute, because this was set in the bed of the truck. Like I told y'all, I didn't do this and I never liked it. I've always wanted to change it since back when we were finishing this truck, or well, getting it running at least. But yeah, that's why it's all rusted out. The battery don't even stay put, which is obviously a hazard. So in the meantime though, while I figure that out, what I want to do is put the blower box in here, and I've got this factory one right here. But whenever you do a LS swap, the heads on the LS don't clear. Got this upside down here. They don't clear this right here. It's got to be notched. Holly makes a piece, this whole side piece for that. But you know, I'm just working with what I got here for now. My buddy, on the other hand, bought that piece for his, but he had already modified his stock one. So I got his stock one, and hopefully it clears, because these aren't the same mounts that we typically run. I prefer the CPW poly mounts, and these are not those. At least the uppers aren't. So this engine sets higher than what I really like them to set in these trucks. But it's kind of hard to tell. It's not a drastic difference, but you can see where this one kind of has that little notch. Went further up with it. So we're about about 1, 2, 3 ribs down right there. So about right there is notched back on this one. So we'll see if that'll fit on here, because I would like to have a blower motor. This is hot in there. Ain't no airflow. I mean, yeah, you can roll the windows down, but it's still hot. Plus be one step closer to putting an air conditioner in here. So let me get this set up, and we'll rip that off and try to put the blower box on here. And I may watch this thing today. I don't know. It's nothing else. I'll bring it up here tomorrow and have Colby do it. We'll see. Anyways, let's get this set up.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient, and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous. Is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing all our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I just gotta get through. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop out fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of bluff, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I started to go. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through.
So there you have it. The fender and inner fender are off. We can get in there and work on stuff now. If you know anything about these trucks, you notice some things were missing there. I didn't know about all that. I knew these bumper reinforcement brackets were missing. I knew the bolts weren't in those. I did not know that the hood bolt was missing. So that's why the hood sprung up on me and kicked that little piece off. And then this bottom bar, there's supposed to be 3 bolts across that and a reinforcement plate. Those were missing. So I guess it made it a little bit quicker, but all about the same in the end anyway. Hey, there's the hood bolt right there. These are a special little bolt, a tiny little shoulder on them there for the hood to pivot on, and the nut is right here. I found it laying up there, so cool. Let me put that back on. But yeah, I've done quite a few of those, so it goes fairly quickly. But all right, let's we're trying to test fit this box and see what we got, see if it'll work. All right, we got the blower motor installed. Well, the whole HVAC assembly box and the blower motor. Had to put a new one in it because we put the old one in and it didn't work. It's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bad. So I had to add the vacuum line off the intake to the vacuum reservoir, and it runs to the line inside that controls the position for the HVAC. So we got all that hooked up, everything works. Probably going to wash this thing here in a minute though, because it really needs it. And then we're going to test the CalTracs bars. So that's what we've done so far. I didn't really film, I didn't film at all putting the front end back together, because it's not as glamorous as taking it apart, because I got to like fight everything back into place, line the fender and hood and all that stuff up. But the fog lights are in it. I got to get another bulb for that one, and I got to change the connectors out to the ones that match these style lights, but they look pretty good though. So there we go. Let's see if maybe we can wash this, or I don't know, do something with it. All right, so the truck is done. Well, for now. HVAC, all that stuff's working. Well, the heater and the fan anyway. I don't have air conditioner stuff, that's coming later. Everything's good. We took it down the road, did a couple of test hits, but it just blows the tires off, which these are my street tires and they are old. So gotta get better tires on it. I think I may need to back the CalTracs down a little bit since we drove it, because it still feels kind of stiff. We turned the shocks all the way down and went up 3 clicks, and it's still really firm. It's not really squatting the way I want it to, so I don't know, got to play around with that stuff, because I'm kind of new to CalTracs, so it's going to take a little time to get the hang of that. Absolutely annihilate the tires, but there's a lot of little stuff in this truck I got to work on here and there. Plenty of small things that's got to be done, just a little bit at a time, as a good time. I don't have a lot of time because we're working on, you know, everybody else's stuff. But Yep, I didn't film it. I didn't film the hits in it. It was just posi burnout basically. Went and did go and wash it off though, so it looks a little better. But I got to get some more interior stuff put together on it, and we'll see. Really want, I might get the AC working in it. I don't know yet. I need to do that in my other one. The big brake kit I can't run on the 15s. I got to have different wheels. So that's something we may do. I'll show you all the drag wheels real quick. But there's quite a few little tiny odd and end things, just fit and finish stuff that's not on there. Collection of wheels up here now. Colby's bias plies, Colby's playing around wheels, old wheels off of Marcus's LS S10, some off of a Trailblazer trim level Blazer that I used to own. They got totaled. My vet wheels for my blue S10. What I'm going to assume is Colby's spare. I don't know. These are my front runners. They're skinnies. And then same wheels for the rear, but yeah, as you can tell, there is nothing left of that. Absolutely nothing. So, you got to get new tires for those wheels. Like I said, they're the same thing. I don't even remember what these are. Oh, they're Race Stars. So, all fun stuff that's still got to be done. But I think that's it. I think I'm probably gonna end this video. Not the most interesting. Once I get the hang of figuring out how to launch it and how to adjust it a little better, then we'll probably do a video playing around with that. Probably gonna bum a set of wheels off of Colby's car and then put them on the S10, see what they do. See if we can play around with those and figure this out. But yep, I think that's it for this video though. So that's the black LS swapped S10. Next video will be even better. We'll catch you guys in the next one.